Today we're making paella. So here are all the things that I'm gonna need. Take a look here. I have about a pound of shrimp. Is it focused?
Yes.
Okay. I have saffron. Now if you can't find saffron, they have this everywhere, and it's a seasoning mix that has saffron already in it. I'm using crab claws. I have a selection of peppers that I'm going to use here. Some chopped up and some that I'm going to leave whole so that I can make it look nice and pretty at the top of my paella. I have asparagus tips, cut up chicken, mushrooms, onions and celery, chopped garlic, green onions. I have some zucchini and some yellow squash. And the herbs that I'm going to use here are rosemary and sage. And I'm just going to use rosemary and sage. Now, I have my seasoning, and another important ingredient is the chorizo. I'm using beef and pork, a combination. Okay, over here, I have chicken broth. I'll probably only end up using 2, but just in case I have a third one on standby. Low sodium. The rice that I have is this Italian style rice. And I have my fire roasted tomatoes and my stewed tomatoes. Of course, salt and pepper, and one other important ingredient is the paprika. Now if you can't find like a smoky chipotle paprika, regular paprika is fine. So let's get started here. I'm gonna light my pan, get it nice and hot. Quick. I'm going to turn my fire down because I see that this pan, being very thin, the paella pan heats up quicker than a normal skillet would. So I'm going to put my heat on medium. I don't want anything to burn here. I'm going to throw my chicken on in there. While I am still trying to get this chorizo out, I did not make the hole big enough. I will not make that same mistake on the next one. Since my pan is hot, I don't want it to burn. I'm going to go ahead and get everything mixed around, evenly spread out. Let me let you know that I marinated my chicken. I actually seasoned it yesterday with salt, pepper, that smoky paprika that I have, and just sat in the refrigerator overnight, so that seasoning is really good inside that chicken. It's thoroughly marinated. So that's something that I feel is necessary. So the meat is done pretty much. I turned my fire off. I did have to adjust the fire a couple times because it was cooking too fast and cooking too hot. Then it started cooking too slow. So I adjusted the fire as needed. You'll have to do the same. And I also moved my pan around a little bit to get the hot spots spread around.
It's kind of blurry.
And get all that out of there. All right, since I have the meat out, I'm gonna turn the fire back on. Okay, so you know what? Before I put that in there, I have about 5 cloves of garlic that I'm gonna toss in here and let that cook up ever so slightly. Now, I hate to do this to you, but this is a smoked garlic. I actually smoke myself. Regular garlic will do just fine. All right, what else I have over there? I'm going to add my broth and scrape up the edges and the little bits into the broth. And what that is going to do is flavor that rice up really, really nicely. All right, so so far, I have 32 ounces of broth in the paella pan. And I'm just gonna scrape. How we're doing here. I actually may have turned the heat down a little too low, but let's get everything set up. So I want to make sure it's kind of evenly spread across the pot. So this is why I'm kind of doing this motion here. I want to make sure some is everywhere. Crank my fire to about medium low. Now I'm going to start adding my other ingredients. I'm going to first sprinkle my green onions. Sprinkling my green onions across the top. And this is kind of where it's going to settle once it's cooked. So, you know, I want to fairly spread it around evenly. Oh! I wish I could take that out. What? Because I got to add my meat back in. All right, at this point in time, I'm going to add my meat back in. I have the green onions in there, and I'm going to have to just chalk that up to the game because I added that in there prematurely. So my cooked meat is back in there. I'm going to mix it around. We almost had paella without meat. I'm gonna carefully mix this because my pan is full, as you can see. See this beautiful color? That's partially from the seasoning, the paprika, partially from the chorizo. As you know, that also creates the color, but it got a richer red, deeper kind of orange type color, and that is from that saffron. It's exactly what saffron is supposed to do.
That was supposed to make it taste better.
That too. Oh, shush. All right, so now I'm gonna add in my fire roasted tomatoes. And I'm only gonna add in about half the can right now. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and add the whole can. Sheesh, it's really too full. Okay, my pan is over full, but that's not a big deal. Here's what I'm gonna do, and we'll add this back in later. I'm gonna just kind of ladle some of this liquid off so that we can get everything in that we need to get in. I'm gonna put it to the side, and we're gonna come back to it. See, much better. Just set that to the side and continue mixing around here. Okay, got my tomatoes mixed in. I'm gonna go ahead and do my stewed tomatoes. I'm gonna drain the liquid off of this. We already have enough liquid, so I'm just gonna take the liquid off of here. All right, all the liquid is off. I'm gonna go ahead and toss these in the pot. Now this is the point in which we want to make it look pretty. So I'm going to spread these around so that we have bits of redness going throughout. It's gonna be kind of where it lands once everything is cooked. All right. So now is the fun part. Now is when we're going to make it look really good. So I'm going to take my crab claws and place them where I want them to be. Nice and pretty. Right here.
It's just now recording.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay, y'all, so we have, at this point, we have the rice in, we have the tomato, we have the meat, and we have everything mixed in. So now we're at the top where we're going to have it looking really pretty. So we got both our tomatoes in. I actually drained the liquid off because we didn't need any more liquid. We have enough. I had to take a little bit of liquid off, actually, but we're going to put that back on at the end. We want to get these down in there, so I'm going to kind of mush it down. And you'll see it come back once the rice is cooked. We're actually going to let all the liquid cook off of here.
It keeps stopping.
My battery is low.